the Liverpool game as well, because it although Man United win matters more to us as United fans, in the grand scheme of things, the Liverpool game had a lot of controversy in it. Big VAR decisions. Liverpool fans asking the question, were we robbed? Were you, Tom?
I don't think we deserved to win because I don't think we were the better team. 100% we were the best team. Aston Villa were better than us, but we should have won because I don't know on what grounds they've ruled out that first goal. Like I'd love to get an explanation on it because the way I see it, any defender in that situation, when Diaz is headed it backwards, is always going to make a deliberate attempt to play that ball because they're trying to clear the ball. If he's made a deliberate attempt, which every defender in that situation would do, Van Dijk is then onside, no other infringement happens. But, like I said, we didn't deserve to win it. So many players stunk today. Trent, worst game since the system change. Salah couldn't get anything going until the 89th minute, and that was one moment, and stunk up all of other time. The entire midfield, awful. I cannot... The Alexis McAllister news came out during the game that, you know, we've agreed personal terms. It's looking like he's definitely going to be a Liverpool player in the summer. That will be the happiest moment of my life in the past couple of years will be when Alexis McAllister starting over Jordan Henderson, because all my days watching him play at right centre mid, I've been watching the playoffs in the past couple of days. Barry Bannon for Sheffield Wednesday. I'd rather have him at right centre mid than Henderson. That's the way he's been playing at the minute. The defence, awful. Canate just looked at sea today. Emery got it right against us. So, no, we didn't deserve to win. But the decisions that went against us today, you can say, oh, it's, you know, it bounces out because of the Jota one earlier. Fine. We'll ignore Cody Gakpo getting studded in the chest. The penalty one, where right at the end of the first half, I saw that get given this season on Kevin De Bruyne.
Tom, I saw that got given in the game, during the game. It's the exact same thing.
I'm just asking for consistency. I'm asking for consistency. If you're going to say that's a penalty, and then all the referees afterwards come out afterwards and say it's a penalty, then it's a penalty. And again, that's little. It's the offside one which I'm stuck on because I don't know what grounds they've disallowed. That is the first time I've ever seen a referee get sent to the monitor for offside.
It's not. I swear he did the same for the Liverpool goal that he scored against Wolves. So
I can't. When?
He was sent to the monitor. He was sent to the monitor because they asked the referee to determine whether or not they felt that the Villa player deliberately.
Do you believe he deliberately played it
or not? So again, so of course he tries to make an attempt to touch the ball, but under the laws of the game, when they talk about deliberately play the ball to stop an offside player from being offside, it's you need to be in control of the ball making a pass. When Salah scored a goal in the FA Cup earlier on this season.
Wolves, yeah.
And the guy made a header. For me, I didn't think there was enough contact on the ball nor control of the ball for that to be considered a deliberate attempt on the ball. So I thought they were going to give the goal based on that precedent that they set, but everybody said that was wrong. So for me, I don't think there was a deliberate attempt. The guy's kind of flicked his foot up and it's kind of deflected off of him and gone to Virgil van Dijk. I think the biggest controversy and the only controversy in this game is Ming staying on the football pitch. Based on, because I'm telling you now, if Casemiro made that tackle, if Granit Xhaka made that tackle, they are 110% sent off the football pitch.
Granit Xhaka got sent off for it last season against us.
I think Liverpool should feel aggrieved there, but then all you're going to get back is, well, where were you guys campaigning for Jota to get a red card? And again, I know you never want your own players to get sent off, but unless you have consistency, no one's ever going to take
the thing is, no. But one minute, on Terry, on this channel, both Tom and I, and maybe there are other people there as well, I can't remember. Both Tom and I, as an example, maybe other Liverpool fans had a different opinion. We both said that Joshua has been sent off at that time. Yeah. So, like, we've always been pretty consistent with that. And actually, in this instance, because doesn't Ming win the ball and it's the follow through that catches him?
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know.
But I was going to say,
winning the ball is not always the be all and end all, because if you're endangering your opponent, you're endangering your opponent. But I'm not as harsh on that one as I am on Jota's one. Jota's one is more of a red card for me than that one.
Yeah. But I was going to say, question for the panel though. You know, you're just saying, Terry, based on reputation, if it was a Xhaka or Casemiro, they're straight off. Wouldn't we all agree Mings kind of has a reputation anyway? He's been sent off quite a few times in his career. I thought it would be a straight red. I was quite shocked that it wasn't. But I would think Mings does have a reputation.
I think it's just a simple case. The referee was just poor for for both sides. I think both sides were getting away with those little tactical fouls. I think both sides should have got a lot more yellow cards than they should have. I think Fabinho, Konate should have got a yellow card. No, but also Mings and Konsa and Martinez should have got yellow cards early in the game. Like it swings and roundabouts. But the fact is, the challenge of Gakpo from Tyrone Mings is unequivocally a red card. It's the same challenge that Nigel de Jong did against Xabi Alonso. It's the exact carbon copy. Yeah. And if you see what happened afterwards, the way Gakpo lifted his shirt up and said, "Look at the stud marks on my chest," it says it all.
And so here's the thing. Here's the thing for me. This is the problem. This is the problem with football discussions in general, and the banter and the whole that and the deal with it, and you're just mad because VAR and VAR testing, but all that nonsense. It get to your team and you're like, wait a minute, this ain't fair. Mm-hmm. But they're doing this all season. The refs in the Premier League are dogs.
Careful, Dizzy. You might.
Yeah, no, but no, you're speaking to the wrong people. You're speaking to the wrong people because we've been calling it out all season.
Even when managers do come out, they get fined £75,000 or even more.
I hear that though, but this is what I think it's going to take. And I've been saying it for 4 years straight on the terrace. It's going to take Man United getting robbed and Liverpool fans standing up and campaigning on our behalf to change it. It's going to take Arsenal getting robbed and Chelsea and Spurs fans on their behalf standing up and campaigning against it. When you only ever campaign against it, you might say, "Oh yeah, Jota should have got sent off," but you're not writing letters to the FA to ban Jota for 3 games. And I know that people will look at that and go, "That's why would you ever want your own club to be punished or punished sort of after the fact?" But it's the only way we can hold the refs accountable. What they know they'll get away with is that when there's something bad happens to Liverpool, 19 other teams go and laugh, and it goes away after a day. It's only one group. You need all football fans to come together to stop this. We saw the other day on Monday Night Football where they played the audio. Now they only played the audio of decisions they got right. Did you notice that? They were only decisions where we all went, that was correct. They didn't play the audio of Arsenal's lines not being drawn. They didn't play the audio of Casemiro's neck grab. They didn't play the audio of Jota's head clash. They didn't play the audio last year of Harry Kane's red card tackle. I want to say that was against Robertson in the Liverpool game. And I keep saying this to people. In life, there are times where the only way you make change is by pushing for things that may actually hurt you in the short term, whether it's emotionally or literally. But unless you're willing to step through that, it's never going to change. So I almost feel like we either stop moaning about referees or we stand up for each other's clubs and create something against it and make a real splash in the ocean. Because when it's one club at a time, it's a drop in the ocean. And what we really need to do is to create a tsunami.
We shouldn't be the ones who have to do that, though. We should not be the ones who have to. The fans of football should not be the ones who have to go and do that. These are paid hundreds of thousands of pounds a year. They are marketed as the referees of the best league in the world. And every single week, there is a new headline about an awful refereeing decision getting made.
Forest has just scored. Sorry to cut you. Forest has just gone 1-0 up.
Is it time out?
The problem is
I'm scared.
These referees,
I'm not.
The referees aren't making deliberate mistakes. Like I don't believe in conspiracy theories and bias and all that kind of. So in that case, what do you do? Because then you've got a situation in a practical level. What do you do? Do you does VAR check everything, and how can it check it more quickly? Do referees' on-field decisions get bypassed? I don't know. Like, I understand what you're saying, Tel, but on a practical level, I don't know how that would actually be.
Can I
just ask a question though? Besides because we can talk about the refs all that we want. What were you guys doing during the game?
Awful. I'm literally about to talk about that. I was literally about to talk about that.
So what are you guys doing during the game? Because we all here agree. Well, we all agree the refs are crap. And what do we say on the terrace, especially Terry? We have to be better than the refs because if we don't win games, we made more mistakes than the ref made mistakes, right? So what went
KJ
wrong
on that?
with Liverpool?
KJ on that. I said in the group chat, I had a back and forth with Neeks a little bit about the refs, and I said in the end, I don't like to talk about the rest because we should be better so that we don't let the referee decision affect what is going to happen in the game. First of all, let's just put that out there. We were crap. We were absolutely crap. I did not expect this from Liverpool. I actually thought that Newcastle would drop out the top 4 and we will get into the top 4. But that didn't happen, and I was wrong when saying that. I got a prediction wrong. There we go. But in this match alone, my word, the creativity, and I'm going to give it to Aston Villa. They defended very well. As in, I saw 7 at the back at one point, 7, and they were clearing everything. Did not give us any space at all. But these are the things that we need to think about next season, about creating space when teams are going to do that. Because there's going to be a lot of teams that will do that against us. Because they know that we are the better team. And for them to even get a point against us or get a win against us, they need to sit back and counter-attack. And Unai Emery's game plan almost came off from obviously Bobby Firmino, and big shout out to you, last home game, scored that goal. So, but we were absolutely terrible. We were terrible. And also one more point. I know Omar
just stunk it up. Certain players.
Honestly,
Luis Diaz. Have we touched on Luis Diaz? Because I've never wanted to strangle someone so much in my life for how much
he needs to release the ball. He just needs to release the ball.
You know them players when you play on the street or Sunday League who take it past someone and decide, no, that wasn't good enough. Let me go back.
Go back and try and do it.
He tried to take on every Konsa 4 times and lost the ball at the end, and then sits there and goes, oh no. Our fans have got onto Curtis Jones for that in the past, and that's fine because he was awful at it, and he was awful at it against Day, and this is his worst game in the past month. But Luis Diaz took it to an entirely new level today. I've never seen anyone try and do that so much in a Liverpool shirt, and that killed off so many attacks in that first half because we kept catching them in that first half where there was 2-on-3, but it falls to Diaz and you just sit there and go, oh, he's going to try and take someone on, and then you get back into shape. And then we went back to crossing again. And then we went back to all the things that we normally do wrong.
And this is where we need to stop doing that.
We need the midfielders.
And we
need new midfielders.
I just want to add on the midfielders bit, because when I watched this game, I saw that when Aston Villa played that bank of 6 or 7, they weren't playing a completely deep line. They were actually quite high. But the problem is we didn't have the cuteness or even the midfielders to find the right weight of ball or find the right ball. And I'm so thankful that there's been news about Alexis McAllister, because someone like him would have come on and done a little bit of something.
Have you noticed though, when they released the news, it's so perfectly timed. It was unbelievable.
Yeah,
like, that's what I mean. It's true news, but this is what I keep saying to fans: don't buy your club's PR nonsense. They released it when you're losing and fans are getting angry. So just be very mindful of that.
I was just going to say, this is what's so frustrating about Thiago and why we can't rely on him, because this game was tailor-made for him. We needed him, but a player that's just injured all the time, it's no good. And this is why personally, I wouldn't really mind if he was to get rid of Thiago, because we all know availability is the best ability. But I just want to speak on Trent, because after the 6-1 win against Leeds, I didn't want to be a Debbie Downer, but I did say, once you've got 3 combative midfielders that swarm Trent, it may not look as rosy. Don't get me wrong. Second half, they sat off and you start to see Trent have more of the ball. But after the 6-1 win, I said, when you get an industrious 3, Trent might look as good, because Kamara, Douglas Luiz and Jacob Ramsey, they were on him, especially first half. Second half, not as much. But the minute he got the ball, they were onto him. And I do agree with Tom. It's also quality-wise. We know Trent's been in scintillating form the last 6-7 games. But second half, when he had more time on the ball, there was no quality in the passes.
I don't even think it's that. You know what it was in that first half? We can sit there and say he got pressed in that first half heavily, and he did. But do you know how you get out of a press? You have an option. Honestly, I think Jordan Henderson is the only man who can be marked by the referee. I've seen that man. Marked by the referee.
You know what's funny?
And you sit there and you watch it
instead of the right.
And then his crosses. Honestly, Jordan Henderson is like a social experiment the past couple of games.
Let me just add on to what Romel said. Let me just add on to what Romero said, because I'm actually slightly glad about this game. Because before this, people were saying to me that, oh my word, Curtis Jones and Trent is going to save Liverpool money. Hell no. Hell no. Hell no. Please no. No. And I know this is a bad result for us, and we're probably not going to get top 4 out of this. But this has showed us that they still need a lot of reconstruction in that damn midfield. Trent and Curtis Jones are not going to do it. Go out and get 3 midfielders. At least, please.
You definitely need that. I want to go to some super chats here.